This weekend, we will witness the final farewell to one of America's most influential televangelists. Jimmy Swaggart passed away on July 1st at 90 years old, and his funeral service this Sunday is expected to be absolutely massive. We're talking about a man who reached millions during the height of televangelism in the 1980s, and his send-off is shaping up to be just as significant. Before we dive into the funeral details, let's turn our attention to the beautifully written obituary that was just released. It paints a vivid picture of a man who dedicated his life to preaching the gospel. Brother Swaggart said he preached his first message to a handful of people standing on a flatbed truck parked in Mangum, Louisiana, and he preached everything he knew in 10 minutes, twice. Some might say that he preached for the last time sitting in a chair, looking into a television camera, broadcasting his message, the message of the cross, to millions of viewers. But that isn't quite right. Today, by way of the Sun Life Broadcasting Network, Jimmy Swaggart is still preaching and teaching the gospel of Jesus Christ to the world. Evangelist Jimmy Lee Swaggart was born on March 15, 1935, in the small town of Faraday, Louisiana. At 8 years old, he gave his heart to Christ and with childlike faith asked God to show him how to play the piano. This small farming community would produce 4 recognized musically talented cousins: Jerry Lee Lewis, Mickey Gilley, Jimmy Swaggart, and David Beatty. In 1952, he married Frances Anderson, and together they began a ministry rooted in faith, humility, and obedience. With little more than a Bible and his God-given talent to play the piano, Jimmy and Frances started on the edge of the evangelistic field, traveling the back roads of the South, preaching outdoor camp meetings and inside rural churches, depending solely on the Lord for provision. He recorded his first album in 1958, began his radio broadcast, The Camp Meeting Hour, in 1969, launched his television program, The Jimmy Swaggart Telecast, in 1973, and held national and international crusades in the 1980s. Always with a heart for missionaries, Brother Swaggart found a way to help with the building of hundreds of schools and churches where children in need could receive a daily meal and education. His commitment to that which God had called him would see him bring the Pentecostal message to the forefront of modern Christianity, millions of lives to Christ, and a gospel music legacy that would see over 20 million albums sold. And, in the latter days of his life, he created a 24-hour television network that would bring the message of the cross around the world to over 300 million television homes. Brother Swaggart was a voracious reader. He was also a writer, publishing a monthly magazine and dozens of books and commentaries filled with inspired biblical teaching. His greatest written achievement was developing the Expositor's Study Bible exactly the way God told him to do it. In the course of 20 years, he had it translated into 6 languages and distributed donated copies to millions of pastors in other countries. He based his ministry in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, starting a local church, family worship center, 2 schools, Family Christian Academy, and Jimmy Swaggart Bible College, and a multimedia facility for radio and television broadcasting. His ministry changed the local landscape of the area. World evangelism. This was Brother Swaggart's calling. Throughout 70 years of ministry, he held faithfully to his grandmother's words, "Jimmy, God is a big God, so ask big." He asked, and God did. Brother Swaggart was preceded in death by his loving parents, Willie Leon, W.L., and Minnie Belle Swaggart, baby brother Donnie Swaggart, sister Jeanette Ensminger, and cousins Jerry Lee Lewis, Mickey Gilley, and David Beatty. He is survived by his devoted wife, Frances, his son, Donnie Swaggart, and wife Debbie, granddaughter, Jennifer Swaggart Mullis, married to Cliff, grandson, Gabriel Lee Swaggart, and wife Jill, grandson Matthew Aaron Swaggart, and wife Joanna. He leaves behind a cherished legacy through his 9 great-grandchildren: Samantha, Ryder, Abby, Lola, Harper, Navy, Harrison, Caroline Francis, and Mackenzie. The obituary contains words from a hymn. It's harvest time, the Savior's calling, the grain is falling. Do not wait, it's growing late. Behold, the fields are white, it's harvest time. A fitting message for a man who spent his life bringing people to the harvest. The obituary ends with the family thanking the following: Baton Rouge, General ICU doctors, nurses, and staff. Thank you for going above and beyond for our family. J. Alexander's Restaurant, Renaissance Hotel, Element Hotel, and Hampton Inn. Reading through his obituary, what stands out is his incredible productivity. This man recorded his first album in 1958, started the Camp Meeting Hour radio show in 1969, launched his TV program in 1973, and held massive crusades throughout the 1980s. We're talking about over 20 million albums sold and a 24-hour television network reaching 300 million homes. But beyond the numbers, he was genuinely committed to global evangelism. The man helped build hundreds of schools and churches, provided daily meals and education for children in need, and his Expositor's Study Bible was translated into 6 languages, with millions of copies donated to pastors worldwide. The funeral itself is going to reflect everything Swaggart was known for. According to the ministry spokesperson, we can expect a special medley of songs, videos, and a mixture of what he did best: preaching, singing, and televangelism. His son Donnie, who's been leading the ministry as his father aged, will be conducting the regular Sunday service before the funeral. It's going to be emotional, no doubt, but also a celebration of an incredible 70-year ministry. Now, here's what's happening this weekend in Baton Rouge. The family is expecting what they're calling a packed house, and they're not kidding around. Hotels are already selling out, and the ministry spokesperson is telling people to come early and plan ahead. The schedule breaks down like this: Saturday, July 12th, public viewing and wake from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday, July 13th, regular worship service at 10 a.m., followed by the main funeral at 6 p.m. And here's something cool. Everything's happening at the Family Worship Center on World Ministry Avenue. If you can't make it in person, they're streaming everything live on Sun Life Broadcasting Network and their digital platforms. What's really striking me about this whole situation is the incredible range of people paying their respects. We're talking about everyone from televangelists like Franklin Graham and Jentizen Franklin to, wait for it, rapper Lil Boosie. Boosie actually shared something really touching on social media, talking about how Swaggart's ministry helped at-risk kids in southern Baton Rouge, saying, "When we was kids, he always picked us up, fed us, took us to church, took us to the skating rink." That's the kind of community impact that goes way beyond just Sunday sermons. Even Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry chimed in, acknowledging Swaggart's dedication to bringing people to Christ. Now, let's be real here. Jimmy Swaggart's story isn't without its complications. During the 1980s, he was absolutely huge. Newsweek called him the King of Honky Tonk Heaven in 1982. His TV ministry reached over 2 million Christians worldwide and generated around $60 million in donations at its peak. But then came 1988 and the scandal that changed everything: adultery and prostitution allegations that led to his defrocking by the Assembly of God denomination. His influence definitely waned after that. But here's what's remarkable. He never stopped. He continued his ministry right up until his death. Whether you loved him or had complicated feelings about his legacy, there's no denying Jimmy Swaggart's impact on American Christianity and popular culture. From that flatbed truck in Louisiana to broadcasting networks reaching hundreds of millions, that's quite a journey. His grandmother once told him, "Jimmy, God is a big God, so ask big." Well, he definitely asked big, and by most measures, he received big too. The funeral is open to the public, and if you're planning to attend, definitely get there early. This is going to be a significant moment in religious and cultural history. What do you think about Jimmy Swaggart's legacy? Were you familiar with his ministry? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more commentary on significant cultural and religious events. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.